signature series. Hi, how are you? I'm glad you found this chat. Gotta love country internet, y'all. So now I have to pull y'all up on the big computer. Hey, Gordon. I'm gonna have to call HughesNet tomorrow and find out what's going on. Um, it was pretty bad. All right. Let's turn this down. I'm going to pull up so I can see the chat over here on my screen. So, we were talking earlier, just a few minutes ago, and I want to know how your week has gone so far. 2020 has been extremely crazy. I'm not alone in saying that, right? I mean, it's been like one thing after another. So I want to know how you guys are doing. Everybody doing good? Everybody staying sane? Hi Janet. I'm glad you found this again. Yeah, country internet can be iffy sometimes. That's for sure. When we moved from the suburbs. I didn't realize that satellite internet had like a data. You had so much data to use every month. So everybody was on, and I couldn't figure, like, we only had like half the capacity what we had in the suburbs. It was terrible. So there's been a big learning curve here in the country. So I also want to know how your gardens are doing. How are they doing? It's gotten really, really hot. We went from being kind of cool here in Southeast Texas. We had a very long, cool spring, and then it just bam, we're hot. So I want to know, how are your gardens doing? Are they flourishing? Are they just kind of hanging in there? Did you already go ahead and pull out for the summer? So let me know how you guys are doing there. I'll go ahead and start. So, like I said last week, I have been pulling out lots and lots of stuff in my garden. And actually, the video that I posted yesterday with the long beans, I had some long beans that were not thriving at all. They were, really small, and they were kind of yellowing. So I went ahead and jerked those out as well. But the area that I had the long beans in, because the long beans have surpassed their 8-foot trellis, I'm going to move. I have a new area set up for the long beans that will be able to go up an 8-foot trellis and then a 4-foot string across. So we'll have lots of room for them to climb. So, anyway, oh, Mikey's here. Hi, Mikey. Hi, how are you? I love looking at your pictures. I love them. I love them. I love them. So that's kind of new in the garden, and I planted those bean seeds yesterday. So I'm really excited. I've got them packed in with lots of hay, and we should have beans here in a week, and in a couple of weeks we should see them climbing. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see. I posted a picture in our group, and if you guys are not in our Facebook group, you'll see it. The link to our Facebook group is in the description below, and you can go ahead and check it out. Join our group. But I posted a picture earlier of why I love to use hay as a mulch. And the reason why is I had these little bitty pepper plants, and I packed them around with hay. The hay is like somewhere around 6 inches deep right now, which is not quite enough. But the plants are still really little, and I don't want to stress them out, so it's only about 6 inches deep. These little plants, in the heat of the day, 3:30 in the afternoon, they were not bothered. They were not wilted over. Nothing. So yeah, so I'm really, really excited. And my tomato plants are still putting off tomatoes. And we have an update on the tomatoes. Duke has been officially named Garden Sheriff. And so every morning at sunrise, He's ready to get out there. I open the gate and I tell the ducks, you better run. And he gets in there and he runs them out. That's the only time he chases ducks. He's such a smart dog. So we've gone from 5 ducks attacking my garden every single morning, and now we have 2, and they're very, very scarce. So it's working. We're keeping the ducks out of the garden, and we're going to get more tomatoes. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to check out y'all's your comments real quick, because I know I'm just blah, 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 blah. All right. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, Sam, you're trying the hay method. Where are you getting your hay at? Are you going straight to the source? Let me know, where are you getting your hay? Oh, I love quick pickles. It's like refrigerator pickles, right, Gordon? I love just, um, growing up in my grandmother's house every summer, she would take cucumbers and put them in a little bit of salt and vinegar, stick them in the fridge, and then we would have those for dinner. And every now and again, she would put a little bit of onion in there. Oh, I love that. Maybe that's where my love of pickles come from. So yeah, love, love, love. We're still eating last year's pickles here. Sam, yeah, if I don't know what part of Texas you're in, but it's like if you're not out at sunrise by 10 a.m., I am just drenched in sweat. At 6 a.m., it's around 72, 73 degrees. There's a nice breeze. It's really nice, but after about 10, it's really uncomfortable, especially with our humidity. So I'm not too sure what part of Texas you're in, but our humidity here is like the 90%. It's horrible. Oh, that's a bummer that you have sick cucumbers, Janet. I have found that with plants, you can baby them some, but it's just much easier. You can spend a lot of time babying them and trying to get them to produce. But what I have found, when you do get a plant to survive, there's other issues, like they're stunted, they don't put off as much fruit. So I am all for pulling them and replanting right away. I don't know, I don't like the headache that much, I'm kind of lazy that way. Hey, Gordon or Mikey, what variety of okras are you growing? I have Burmese and I have Burgundy in the garden, and my Burgundy might get pulled because it's doing okay, but my Burmese is through the roof. I mean, the plants are only about 3 foot tall, but I've got leaves this big, and the base of the plants are about this big. They're like huge, and they're producing and producing. These like 6 little plants are almost producing more than we can eat. So what kind of okra are you growing? Oh, it skipped on me. I know, with Duke, I'm gonna have to go and film it, because he's something else. He is really something else. And if he catches one of them, he doesn't like grab them with his mouth. He'll actually just kind of bat them around like a cat. You can tell he's been raised with cats, but he doesn't actually mouth them. He's really, really good with them. The only thing that I don't like is sometimes he'll step on them, and he's like 60 pounds, so I don't want him to hurt them. But yeah, he's a good boy. Life with a table full. Hi. Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. Let's see. Sorry, it skipped around. Hang on, guys. Okay. Good, Gordon. You should pick up mulch every time you go to Home Depot. Can you talk to Brad about that? Sam, no. Duke is a little, he's 60 pounds. He is a pit bull mix that we actually found on the side of the road. The White Pyrenees that you see in some of my videos actually disappeared November 13th of last year, 2019, the day before my birthday. He was 4 years old, and it was a winter day, and he was out we have 36 acres. He was out kind of walking the property, and he just disappeared at like 3:30 in the afternoon, 2:30, 3:30, something like that was the last time that I actually saw him. And we looked everywhere. My husband has a drone. He put a drone up to see if maybe he was laying in a field, because we're surrounded by fields here. And just know he vanished into thin air. We have no idea where he went. And my husband actually found little bitty Duke on the side of the road when he was out looking for Roscoe. Roscoe was the Pyrenees. And when he showed up with this black, pathetic little puppy, he was so skinny and so small. I said, no, that's not my dog. I don't want that dog. And I kind of pushed him away, and I was going to find him a new home. And it was a couple of days later, and he just kind of wormed his way into my heart. And it's been love ever since. He's my boy. He's you know, I still look for Roscoe. Every time I see a Great Pyrenees around here, I still call his name. But it's been so long that I don't know if I will find him. But I'm certain that somebody's got him, because, well, one, we didn't find a body, and two, he would have come home. You know, he knew where home was. So, kind of a bummer. But Duke is a great, great dog. I'll film with him. He's still a puppy. He's only 9 months old, so he is all over the place. So it's really hard to kind of film with him, where Roscoe was a little older and a little bit more laid back, and it was easier to film with him. Let's see here. Mikey, I don't grow, I only grow one kind of long bean. It is the Thai long bean, and it's the black bean, and I don't know if Gordon got seeds from me, but if not, just let me know next time he's coming out, and I'll give him some seeds for you. But I originally bought the very first long bean seeds from Baker Creek. And I grew those, and I thought they were good. My mom, who is from Thailand, was not happy with them. She didn't like them. This is not her variety. So she went to the Asian market, and she found the seed that she liked. And it was in a seed packet. There was like maybe 10 in the seed packet. It was an itty bitty seed packet. Very expensive for the amount of seeds that were there. And she brought them to me. There's no English on the package at all. Only thing was the picture of the long beans. And she goes, this is the one I like. This is the one. Can you please grow it? Because she had tried for years, and she had never was successful with them. So I said, yeah, sure. I didn't grow them that year because I actually lost the seeds. It was the next year that I found the seed packets stashed away exactly where I put them in safekeeping. And I planted them, and I planted them in the middle of summer. And my mom and dad came over, and they were like, my mom looked at my dad when they left, and she was like, I can't believe she just planted those seeds in the middle of summer. I planted them when I found them because I was really excited. I'm like, look, Mom, these are the beans you like. And so I planted them, and she said, oh, they'll never grow. They'll never grow. But what my mom didn't take into consideration is that our Texas heat here is, in the summertime, not as hot as the heat in Thailand. these seeds, I guess they came from Thailand. She said the writing was in Thai. She was able to read it. I couldn't read it. And so the seeds coming from another country, they flourished. We had beans coming out the ears that summer, and because the seeds were so expensive, I started saving them. So that's how I got the seeds. I couldn't tell you, other than they're the black variety, what they are. So, you know, if Gordon wants to pick some up next time he comes by, then just let me know. Sam, you're gonna love the hay. You're gonna love the hay. And if you go back and look at some of my older videos, it was actually Roscoe tearing up a bale of hay, and what I saw happen that kind of inspired everything. And the more research I did, it was just amazing. So you're gonna love the hay. You're gonna love what it does for the plants. You really are. Oh my gosh, I bet you are. I bet you're done with tomatoes. How many pounds of tomatoes, Life with a Tableful, how many pounds of tomatoes have you processed? If you can give us your stats, like how many quarts you got, I don't know if you did pints, but I'm curious what the final number of tomatoes. Man, my hands would be so blistered as many tomatoes that I've seen you process in some of your pictures on Facebook. Curious Cat. What I do to find my hay is I go to Facebook Marketplace and I do a search for hay. And if you guys can hear the smoke detectors, you know, they like to go off. But anyway, go to Facebook Marketplace and search for hay and go directly to the source. You'll have some that will sell it by the big roll. Here recently, this last I think Monday's video. Yeah, it was Monday's video where you saw the 3 big rolls. I picked those up for $30 each, and they were actually last year's hay. And yeah, $30 a piece for those, because he needed to move them. So yay for me. I'm willing for a big roll like that to spend $50. $50 for a big roll. I think it's like 5x7 or something like that, is actually, to me, it's really reasonable. I mean, that's my thought process anyway, because it goes a really long ways. Clemson's finalist, Mikey, you're going to have to try these Burmese. I'm telling you. I read that if you start them early enough in the season, if they have a long enough growth season, they can get upwards of 8 foot tall. Could you imagine having to climb a ladder to pick okra? So mine are only about 3 foot tall right now, but I think we're going to need a chainsaw to cut the bases. They're big. They're really big. Gordon, have you tried grilled okra? Oh my gosh, it is so good. Let me know. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live like I used to, and we'll grill up some okra. It's not slimy at all, and actually the Burmese okra is less slimy than all the other okras, and people can actually eat that raw without it being just super, super slimy. So yeah, grilled okra is my absolute favorite. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Sam. Yes, Duke was really meant to be. He really was. He is a cuddle bug. You know, you hear of, pit bulls, and you look at the only thing he's got going for him is he's got this real intense look. But other than that, he's just a sweetheart. He loves everybody. But he does look kind of scary. And, and pit bulls have a really bad rap because of what society and us stupid humans have done with them. But cuddle and want to give hugs, oh, he lives for that. He lives for that. Yeah, Gordon, I miss Roscoe too. I really do. And actually, Duke is going to the vet next week. and he's going for his updated shots. And then the next appointment after the updated shot, he is going to be turned into a eunuch. We want to make sure he stays home because he's gotten out of the gate a couple of times and he doesn't go very far, but we're going to make sure that that continues. You know, it's really my mom, you know, she was raised in the country. I don't know if you've gotten to meet and talk to my mom, Gordon, but she, you know, they grew up growing all kinds of stuff like that. And my dad's parents, they gardened here, and my mom and dad had a small garden growing up. And my mom said that those beans will never grow. She's wasting the seeds. They'll never grow in the summertime. But you know, what can I say? What they can grow in Thailand during their summers, we can definitely grow here. And it's just like last year, I tried out the desi squash. And if you didn't see that video, you have to go back and look. And it's a heat-loving squash. The desi squash grows in India and in their summers, and it held up very, very well to our summers here. But I did notice that towards the end of their lifespan, I started having issues with vine borers. But it was at the end of their, you know, they were pretty much to the point where they needed to be pulled. So I don't know if it was just because the plants were already old and then that attracted the bugs, or if the vine borers, it took them that long to find them. So I was going to plant some more this year, but I can't find my seed packets. So I'll have to get some more. Let's see. Oh, the Thai blue butterfly pea. Yes. I forgot to start my seeds, and I'm actually thinking about going ahead and starting them now so that I can dry the flowers. That is an amazing plant. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And the flowers, they're edible, just amazing all around. So I forgot to start some, but I've got room in my garden now, and I think I might start a couple of plants just to get them going. See if they grow. Sam, you've never had okra? Oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. You know, as a kid growing up, I didn't like okra. I could not stand okra. I hated the fact that my parents grew it. I hated the fact that in the summertime it was served with almost every single meal. And and my mom, this is back in the 80s and 90s, and microwavable things were coming out, and they had this bacon microwavable bacon tray. I don't know if y'all remember that, but it had like the grooves so the oil dripped down. So they would line up these okras on that tray and microwave them, and that's how they ate them. And oh, I hated it, hated it, hated it. For some reason, when I grew up, when we moved here, I decided to try. Why? I don't know, because I grew up hating them. I decided to try okra again, and the Clemson spineless is the first one that I grew, and I mean, I didn't like totally hate it, and my taste buds had changed, and so I was like, there must be other okras out there. And that's when I discovered the Burmese and Burgundy. So, yeah, as a kid, I hated okra. Ugh. My kids hate it now. So I'll be interested to see if they like it when they grow up. Naked Gardeners, hi! You're in Georgia. Still in Georgia, huh? I was hoping you guys would get to come back to Texas. The Naked Gardeners, if you don't know their channel, they've got a really great channel. They're out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so really great channel to follow as well. And you know what I noticed is that we just came up on our 1 year of following each other. It popped up in my YouTube stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, we've been following each other for a year now. So that happened the other day. That was actually pretty cool. Oh, you've got me on TV, huh, Gordon? Interactive TV. Did y'all ever think that it would be like that? Like, growing up, watching the box TV, I would never imagine that we could have these conversations and talk to each other. So that's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. My favorite. Okay, so Sam is asking, what is my favorite fall crop? My favorite fall crop is one that my husband absolutely hates, and that is kale. I love kale. Kale doesn't grow very good here in the summertime, but I love kale. I love to grow it in the winter, and I sustainably harvest it, just by clipping it a little bit here, a little here, a little there. But yeah, kale is my favorite to grow. It grows so nicely here. It grows so nicely. And the blue variety is the one that I really, really like. Now, Gordon, growing up, I did not have, we didn't eat okra in gumbo. So my family, my grandfather's family was actually close, he grew up in Louisiana, close to the Texas border, and I guess that region of Louisiana, they don't put okra in their gumbo. That's like a big no-no. But we put the sassafras leaves or the filet. So yeah, I didn't grow up eating it like that. Now I don't like it. Once you eat grilled okra, you're never gonna go back. Grilled okra, and I use Cajun seasoning just to season it up with a sriracha mango dipping sauce. I can eat that all day long. Sid, it was, somebody had commented on one of my videos, the very first video that you commented on my channel, and that was the day we actually went and followed each other back, and it said 1 year ago. And when it gave me the timeline, that's how, it wasn't like a notice that came up. It was just something I probably should have said that differently. It was something that I noticed. And I can actually screenshot that for you and send it over to your lovely bride, because I'm friends with her, I think. Yeah, I'm not friends with you. I'm friends with her on Facebook. So I'm not too sure why. Kale is really good for you. It really is. Brad can't stand it. Now, he used to like it, okay. Now, Brad, he will eat it if I do the kale chips, where I cook them in the oven with a little bit of seasoning. He likes that. But cooking it, my favorite way to have kale in the morning is bacon and garlic and onions and mixed with the kale with eggs on top. My favorite way to have kale in the morning. And he doesn't like it, but I make him eat it anyway. The crop that I have the Naked Gardeners are asking me, what's the crop that you have the worst luck growing? Corn. I know corn is technically a grass, and I can grow weeds like nobody's business. But when it comes to growing corn, I've only had one successful year with it. I have a really hard time with it. Either they don't pollinate well, or the bugs just get into, because I don't like the pesticides. I just have a really hard time with it, and I didn't even bother I bought seeds this year, didn't even bother to plant them. If I find that I have some room here towards the end, towards the end of summer into fall, I might try corn again, but it's really easy to buy from local farmers and gardeners around here that I just let them deal with it. And I'm sure it's not organic, but it's not worth the headache, you know? Let's see. Yes, filet is actually used. Oh, excuse me, scratching my nose. Filet is actually used as a thickener, and so is gumbo. But my family has always used filet, and that's what we do. Oh, pickled okra. I love pickled okra. And growing up, into my late teens, I don't know if it wasn't my grandmother. My dad used to work in the food industry, and so people gave him stuff all the time. And so I don't know if somebody gave him a jar of pickled okra, and I loved that. That was really good. But cooking it, I don't know if it was the way they cooked it, just, oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. See now, Sydney, if I could get somebody to handle all my social media stuff, that would be totally cool. I don't know. I like getting on there anyway, but yeah, I'd have more garden time. Except for in the heat of the day right now. How hot is it in Georgia right now? Let's see. Oh, why is my nose itching? Oh, Gordon. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's it. She's got it. She's onto something. Sneaking kale into your spaghetti and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So gotta get him to eat it somehow, right? Hey, Lisa. Hi. How are you? I'm glad you can join us tonight. Let's see what's. Okay, so what is the one seed or plant that you wish you have never grown, and why? That's a good question. I don't think, honestly, I don't think that there's any plants or that I have grown that I absolutely hate. I am more of a utilitarian type gardener where I like things that we can eat. And if I especially like things that if we get a double use, like if it looks pretty and I can still eat it, those are even better. But I don't think that. Oh, you know what? I know the stupid pear trees out front. I've got two, and they have never, like last year we got a total of 12 pears off the big giant one, and it's been in a couple of videos, but the little one I have only gotten about 4 or 5 in the last 3 years. So yeah, the pear trees out front, I have threatened to cut them down several times, but they're good shade trees. That's the only thing that's saving their lives. But as far as producing something for us to eat, they're terrible. They're terrible. So yeah, the pear trees. I don't think when we move, I won't plant pear trees anymore. They're much of a pain. Let's see. I will have to do a video on pickled okra. Absolutely, Lisa. Yes, for sure. Cajun sweet peppers. Sam, I've never heard of a Cajun sweet pepper. So, I'd be interested if you're willing to share some pictures of them. Where did you get them at? Did you buy the seed or did you buy the plant? Yeah, I'd be interested. I've never heard of them. I've never heard of them. This year, my pepper crop is not good at all. I decided to direct sew everything this year because technically I can, technically speaking, but I won't do that next year. It's a big mistake. I will start my lot of seeds in my greenhouse, especially my peppers and my eggplants. Those are the two that I had a really hard time with this year. Yeah, Lisa, 5 o'clock around here because there's no shade trees over by where my garden is. I mean, it's too blasted hot. Even Duke is, he does not like going outside. He makes a real quick trip to go potty and he's done. So about this time of day is usually when we're out in the garden and we're patrolling the yard, and he enjoys it this time of day. But yeah, at 5 o'clock, it's still really hot outside. Really, really hot. Luckily, we do have really good breezes. We always got a constant breeze going. So that that's okay. But sometimes the breeze feels like hot breath. Gordon, I am growing morning glories on my front porch in hanging baskets. I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures, or actually it was on, I did a porch garden tour. And, when I first started sharing all the pictures on Facebook, a lot of my friends were like, whoa, be careful with those because they will take over. They will take over. So I'm very, very cautious. I've seen seed pods in my basket after the blooms die off. And so I'm very, very careful to make sure that those seed pods don't hit the ground. But yeah, morning glories will take over. Oh, you bought the plant from Home Depot. Oh, okay. Sam, join our Facebook group. I would love to see the Cajun sweet peppers. And if you're not growing any other peppers, you might save seeds because it's not one that I've actually heard of. So I would be interested in seeing what they look like. And also when you take, oh, good. I'm glad your peppers and your squash is doing good, Lisa. Really. You talk about gardening at night. I have seen pictures where people actually will wear headlamps because they can't garden during the day because of maybe an autoimmune disorder. So they actually garden like at midnight with like a headlamp on. And I imagine that's probably the best time to catch the tomato hornworms. You go in there with the black light at night. So yeah. Oh, you get seagulls at your house, Lisa? Yeah, we're not that close here. We don't get the seagulls here, but we do have the breeze. And actually, the stupid pear trees, they're actually leaning like this because of the way the wind comes in. Oh gosh, Lisa. Yeah, I wouldn't want them pooping on my head either. Gordon, when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, especially this time of year, even Walmart, yeah, definitely check because a lot of plants right now are being clearanced out because a lot of people in our neck of the woods will actually stop gardening because it's too hot and the plants die back. And that's where I come in and tell people to use mulch and you won't have that problem. So I have bought like the peach trees that I have in my garden. I picked them up at Walmart last year. My mom actually paid for them for me. So for $7 a piece, $7. And one of the peach trees we got one of the peach trees we got 4 peaches from this year. They were really really small, but we still got 4 peaches. So Yeah, so look for those clearance deals. Look for those clearance deals. And also, y'all, when you're shopping the clearance deals or you're shopping at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, the big box stores, look for plants like your peppers and tomatoes that have 2 or 3 plants in the pot, because tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, those all can be separated, and they can actually handle being separated out and put into another pot. They'll You just keep them really moist for the first couple of days. They don't go in too bad of a transplant shop. So yeah, look, you can get, like, sometimes you can buy one plant and you can end up with 2 or 3. So make sure you look for those type of deals. I should probably do a video on that, going to Walmart and Lowe's and showing you guys that's how I kind of shop for plants when I do shop for plants. And anytime we go to Home Depot or Lowe's anyway, my husband will be off looking at something else, and I'm like, see, I'm going to the plant department, see you later, because I'm always looking for something. I don't need it per se, but I'm always looking for something. Let's see here. Lisa, I know. We need a freezer too. I heard everybody is back ordered till August. And hopefully people don't make a run on it, because we're starting to hear, the stories on the news about, the second wave of the coronavirus coming in. It's going to be worse. My concern is that people are going to make the run to the stores again. So yeah, we really need to be on the lookout for stuff like that. And I'm searching every day. I'll let you know if I find something. Mikey and Gordon, the hay do you guys want a big round bale like that? Because that's all that he had at that time. So, let me know. And I can share his information with you. I can send it to you or Mikey. Lisa, up until not last year, but the year before, I had never tried turnips before. And I don't know if it was the variety, the seed packet I bought. They're on clearance at McCoy's. And the seed packet, regular seed packet, it was like 15 cents. I'd never tried turnips or turnip greens or anything like that. So I bought the seed packet, and I grew the turnips, and they just didn't appeal to us. I know. And my husband had never had any. I had never had turnips or turnip greens. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed in it. So I don't know if it was just the variety that I had, and maybe that's why they were on clearance or what. So I think I'm going to try again this winter and see if I have better luck. Maybe we just don't particularly care for them. Maybe just not a part of our taste buds, But we like the Asian greens. They're a lot milder, and my daughter, who doesn't like regular greens at all, she'll eat Asian greens. She likes them. Sam, see? You're smart. That's the way I shop for my plants. I always look for those little plants that got the 2 or 3. Yeah, that's really, really smart. Gordon, the only thing about going to like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, HEB, I have filmed inside HEB before. The thing with filming in those kind of places is the overhead music. And YouTube will actually unmonetize my video, or I might catch a copyright claim because of a song that's playing. I know there's ways to get around that. I could always film and then do voiceovers later. But yeah, that's I filmed at HEB on 2 separate occasions for like 2 hours. And I was only able to use very small snippets, and I had to take the audio completely out, because with the camera, you could hear the song that was playing clear as day that I never heard while I was in the store. So that's the only thing about filming outside. I'm not afraid to film off my property. I'm not afraid to walk around the camera and talking to the camera, and I'm not afraid of that. And people come up and give me looks, and I'm not afraid of it. And actually, the manager at I guess it was a manager. I'm guessing he was a manager, but he actually pointed me out to another employee and said, "She's a YouTuber." The last time I was there. But yes, the overhead music. And YouTube can be kind of funny. October, they're backlogged to October on the freezers. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. White purple tops are the ones I grow. Okay, I'm gonna have to look. I think that's the one that I had, and other people said, "Oh, you're supposed to wait till after a frost to harvest them." But yeah, they just weren't that appetizing. They had a very sour taste to them, almost sour like pickles. So, and I followed the directions on how to cook them. So I don't know. I don't know. It just wasn't very appealing to us. Oh yeah, YouTube is real bad, real finicky. I mean, you might, I've heard other YouTubers that are like they film in their car and they forget to turn the radio off, and and it's like in the background. It's not part of the video itself, and YouTube's really quick about catching that. So that's the only thing about filming outside the property. I am not shy about. I will film outside the property, and if somebody wants to come up and talk to me, I'll talk to them. Somebody wants to be interviewed, I'll interview them. I'm just not shy like that. Let's see, we're 47 minutes. Oh yeah, that's right, Lisa. You had the radio station, so you definitely know all about that. Okay, so Lisa, I'll grow. I'll try turnip greens or turnips again this winter, and I will I'll let you know when I pick them, and you give me a recipe. So I'm willing to try it again. I'm not going to try the seeds that I still have some of the seeds. I'm going to just kind of put those off to the side. I'll buy new seeds. We'll try a different variety. Let's see. Okay. I will try that, Mikey. I'll try that. A nutty light flavor. Okay, I'll try that. Cherokee purple tomato Sam. You're gonna love them. They have great flavor. They're beautiful. They're good tomatoes. So you'll really like them. I had a cherry tomato out of the garden last night that Duke ate. Duke ate the label, so I have no idea what variety this is, but it's kind of a brown color. I'm gonna have to go back through my seed packets because I'll be able to identify it there. But it was really good, really good. Nice acidic flavor, really good cherry tomato. So. Purple potatoes. Are they already planted, Lisa, your purple potatoes? Because we're getting really late in the year if they're not planted already. Now, I've got the purple sweet potatoes in the garden, and so I'm really excited about that. Really excited. Because when I bought the potatoes from HEB, I didn't get to actually taste them before I planted an 80-foot row of purple sweet potatoes in my garden. So I'm hoping they taste really good. Lisa, in our area, Southeast Texas, the red potatoes grow really, really well here. I have tried growing russets here, and I've tried the purple potatoes. I have a funny story about that. Let's see, what else have I tried? Yukon Gold. That was no good. But out of every single potato that I've grown, the reds did awesome here. Just awesome, awesome, awesome. So this next spring or next winter, when it's time to plant the potatoes in the ground, that's all I'm going to go with, is just the red potatoes, because they do awesome here. It's probably why during crawfish season, the little red potatoes are everybody's go-to. Oh yeah. Okay, so planted back in April or May. Yeah, so May or late April. They should be getting pretty ready to harvest if you haven't harvested them already. Oh, Sam, you're in the Dakotas. Oh, okay. I thought you were in Texas, like me. Okay, so your season is a little bit. What zone are you in? What zone? Yeah, so you're a little bit behind us. So we're down here talking about sweltering and dying of heat stroke, but in the Dakotas, you guys are not that. Does it get hot? Do you get triple digits? All right, so let me look at the time. So we're at 52 minutes, and y'all know that I like to live stream for an hour. Um, so, so I want to talk to you guys about a couple of things in my garden this year. Now, earlier I talked about the heat-loving plants, the Desi squash. That is a really great heat-tolerant plant. Also, I noticed today that my lemon squash at 3:30 this afternoon, they were doing just fine. They were standing up to the heat very, very well. So lemon squashes, if you want to add something else to your garden, I would go with the lemon squash. They're a vining type squash, but you can also get them to trellis up. And because otherwise they will just crawl all over the ground like that. So lemon squash, trellis it up with something like I don't know, you can, like my trellises, or you can do like a 2x2 in the ground, or a T-post or something like that. So the lemon squash, and then the okra. Okra does really, really well in the heat, but you can also make plants that are not normally heat tolerant as much, like tomatoes, for example. Now, tomatoes will survive in our area, but they just don't thrive in our summers here. They'll put off blooms, but you'll see a lot of the blooms die back, and that's because that's from the heat. So you want to keep that soil covered with whatever mulch you're using, and you want to keep a nice thick layer of it. Whether it's hay, whether it's straw, whether it's wood chips, whatever it is, you want to keep a nice thick layer of mulch. And what that will do is, one, you're not going to have to water as much. My tomatoes out there have not been watered in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The last time it rained, literally the last time it rained was the last time they were watered. And I'm seeing new tomatoes every day. I am seeing some of my tomato blooms die off, but very, very small percentage die off. So, so keeping that ground mulched, you're going to keep that soil, you're going to retain the moisture of the soil. You're not going to have to water as much. Plus, it will keep your soil very, very cool. When the ground heats up, it heats up the roots of the plants, and that's what triggers the tomatoes not to actually produce fruit. And that's when you'll start seeing they kind of will stop growing as much as fast. So keeping that, you can go like a 30-degree difference from the top of your mulch to just that 8 inches below. So a huge difference. So keep your soil covered. Keep your soil covered. Keep your soil covered. I cannot say that enough. Cannot say that enough. I know y'all hear it all the time, but yes, keep that soil covered. You know, Lisa, I plant stuff all the time. I'm constantly pulling stuff out, constantly planting stuff. I won't be planting any more peppers or any more eggplants because they take a very long time. But things like squash, beans, let's see what else. Squash, beans, melons. I'll continue to plant those all throughout summer, and because around here we don't get a frost till almost Thanksgiving, so let's see. Oh wow, Sam, your last frost May 20th. Wow, that's crazy. We were already crazy sweating down here. Yeah, Gordon, this last winter was super mild, wasn't it? But then we had it, even though it was really mild, I saw a frost here in April. So, yeah, it was towards the end of April, and I actually lost some of my tomato plants because of it. That was odd. That was really odd. See now, Sam, I know that you say that you're kind of jealous because we don't, but we only have like 2 seasons here. It gets cold and it gets hot. And our cold is not compared to your cold. So we go from cold to hot. We don't have any of the nice seasons. Our trees the leaves don't change colors. They're just green and then they're on the ground. So we don't get all the pretty seasons that, some of the other parts of the country get. And our mosquitoes here grow big enough to actually carry small children off. So Lisa, asphalt melting actually happened last year in Australia. Can you believe that? Yeah, Sam, I have all my containers on my front porch. I do have some mulch in them, but I'm watering twice a day because they dry out so fast. By the end of the day, they're ready for another water, and it's just that hot. And then the containers they just don't hold the heat like the ground hold the water like our ground does. Lisa, we've actually got our lows like this morning. It was 72 at 6 o'clock. So our lows at night are, here lately have been pretty decent, and that helps with the AC. It really does help with the AC. Let's see. So yeah, you have to have a shotgun to take down our mosquitoes here. Yeah, they're like hummingbird size. But as much as I complain about the ducks getting into the garden, they're really good. They're really good about keeping the mosquito population down. We're out here. We don't get the bug. The mosquito truck does not come out here and spray. And if you go down to the range, there's tons of mosquitoes there in the evening. But here in my yard, uh, there's hardly any mosquitoes. It's not as bad like at my mom's house in Houston. the mosquito truck comes by, I don't know what, once a month, once a week, I don't know when they come by. And the mosquitoes at her house are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. And then she comes here and she's like, why don't you have mosquitoes? And the only thing I can say is I've got these ducks that, on one hand, they drive me crazy. And on the other hand, they do a good job in keeping the mosquito population down. So, let's see. All right, Sam, we'll see you soon. See you on the next live. All right, guys. So we are now just a little over an hour. I wanted to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all for joining me tonight. This is the first of many Thursday night live chats. And thank y'all for coming by and spending an hour with me. And until we talk again, y'all be blessed, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.